Today is Sunday, September 14th. I'm on my way to go see Robbie this afternoon. We're going to just have a quick visit. I have gone back to school and I'm working on top of that, and I just have a lot of studying to do. So we're going to do sort of a quick visit. I did sneak in a little bit of time after church. I ran to go get my manicure done. And while I was there, surprisingly, a couple of members from Robbie's old group home came in to get their nails cut. So I thought that was pretty ironic, since last week we went to the beach and I said, let's talk about grooming, and I showed you Robbie's toenails. I did not cut his nails last week because I didn't have my clippers. So I'm heading down there today, clippers in hand, and I'm gonna go cut his toenails. He bites his fingernails, so they're usually okay, but I need to clip his toenails. And I asked the manager of the house, you know, are they allowed to cut their nails? No. And I figured that's why they were there. So they have to have a professional person cut their nails. But the toes, they don't do pedicures at the spa. They have to have a podiatrist cut their toenails. Do we know why? No, I have no idea. And he was interested to know that I told him, well, that's not just the home you work at. That was at the other group home that Robbie's been at. Also, the other organization had the same rule. They used to ask me, do I want the podiatrist to cut Robbie's nails? And I said, no, why would I spend money to do that when I can do it? So we have no idea why. I guess it's some kind of a state law, because the state regulates things that the group homes do for their own safety, you know, and I'm sure, I can only venture to guess that someone must have cut somebody's skin by accident, and ever since then they made it a law that, you know, staff workers cannot cut fingernails or toenails. It has to be done by a professional. And I'm sure they're not allowed to do haircuts like I do either. You know, they have to go somewhere to have it done. So, you know, maybe I should have somebody pay me to do it. No, that's a subject for another episode. We are going to talk about parents that actually, that I know have gone and gotten the correct licenses and things, and they are the ones paid to take care of their own children. We will definitely get to that subject in another episode. But today I'm only kidding. So today I'm heading down. I'm going to take Robbie for a little walk and cut his toenails, and then I got to come home and study. Another one is shaving. You've seen me shave Robbie before, and I asked the staff if they're allowed to shave Robbie. If they're not allowed to cut the nails, are they allowed to shave? And he said yes, but it has to be an electric razor. It can't be, you know, a regular sharp razor, you know, no shaving cream and shaving. And I know why, because I nicked Robbie accidentally. I got him right here. Right? It's like a little pin dot of a cut right here, but because it was right here on the nose, it would not stop bleeding. So that made me nervous after that. I didn't want to shave him anymore. So he has an electric razor, and those things are awesome because they don't get cut. So he said they're allowed to shave them if they have the electric razor only. So this is obviously about cutting and bleeding, all these rules. So, ever since I got Robbie an electric razor, he's usually pretty well shaven. So I have to bring Robbie's seizure meds with me everywhere I go, and the group home, since we're talking about rules and regulations and mandates by the state, his meds have to always stay under lock and key, and you can only take them out absolutely when needed. So whenever they give me his meds, they're in this special pouch that's zipped up, locked shut, and then I have to have the key to open it. And I have to carry this with me everywhere I go. And then I just have to, you know. So I was at a client's house a couple weeks ago, and I drove past a college in the area and saw this park across the street that I have not been to in, oh God, over 20 years. I used to take my girls when they were 3 years old. I used to bring them to ride their tricycles. Because I used to work nearby, and when I saw that they had put fountains in the pond, I thought, oh, this is a nice place for Robbie. He might enjoy walking here. But this is new. This is a new route for him. It's a new place to walk. I don't know how long we're gonna last. He's a little grumpy today. He's a little winded, a little out of breath. But if he likes it, this might be a place that we can continue to come. We'll drive here, walk a little, drive back home. We'll see how it goes.
No matter where you are, no matter how far, just call my name. I'll be there in a hurry. On that, you can depend.
These noises are, you're making me work. How long is this gonna be? How far do we have to go on this thing? Now, if he mixes in a that's laughing, that's happy. I'm not really hearing those mixed in. This is more about, we've never been on this walk before. I don't know how long it's going to be. He doesn't know how long it's going to be. We don't know where the end is. When we get to a place that he recognizes, then he starts with a Okay, we're about to walk by a baseball game. I'm going to shut my camera off. Oh boy, I see a bouncy house. Somebody's having a birthday party here. I'm going to walk right past this thing. Thank God Robbie's kind of oblivious to stuff, because if this was another kid with autism that saw the bouncy house, OMG, if they saw that and wanted to go on, meltdown, screaming fit, banging their heads, throwing themselves on the ground, screaming, throwing a conniption fit. Thank God Robbie doesn't do things like that. So we just did a short walk. We've only been out here about 15 minutes. We walked down the street from the car, went halfway around the pond over the bridge, tried to take his picture, but he wasn't interested, not smiling today, and we're heading back. Notice he's quiet now. See, no more moaning, because he could tell we're on our way back. He could tell we're finished. No more moaning noises. Yeah, and you'll see he's almost starts to smile because he recognizes that we're on our way back. Mommy knows. Mommy knows. Now, if I bring him back here again, he'll kind of know the route, and we need to repeat it. See that? That's a dad doing batting practice with his son. Now, you know, this was a really hard pill for my husband to swallow, having a son diagnosed with autism when Robbie was little, because every father dreams of sharing their love for whatever they do with their son. He dreamed of sharing his love of baseball with his son, and I had to tell him I don't remember saying this, but he brought this up to me recently, that I said to him, I said, look, that dream you have of that kid that's going to play for the Yankees someday, it's over, it's done. You know, let it go. And that might be harsh, but that's just the way I am. I don't believe in, you know, I'm just not fake. I'm not a liar. I'm very honest. I've learned how to sugarcoat it a lot better since 22 years ago. But, you know, to be honest, just because even if your kid doesn't have autism, doesn't mean your kid's going to turn out to be your little mini me. You know, my husband's father hated sports, and my son loved sports, so he had to deal with that issue of a father that never came to his games and never supported him and all that. And you know, just because you're a musician doesn't mean your child is going to be the next world's greatest musician. You know, just because you love sports, you could end up with a kid that hates sports. It has nothing even to do with disabilities. I think a lot of parents, that's the issue that you need to get over in your head, is expectations and dreams. That's the biggest hurt, I think, for people, is, you know, broken dreams. And all I can tell you is just get new dreams. That's all. Just dream of seeing your kid. Dream of seeing your kid happy and seeing them succeed in whatever they were meant to do, whatever they were born to do. Even Robbie, I believe, has a destiny exactly the way he is. I see him changing policies. I see him, just by living his life, you know, policies that have to change, the way places do business have to change. You know, they have to become handicap accessible, and, you know, we're trying to pave the road for everybody else, just like Robbie. Even though he can't say a word, we're back in the car. Even though Robbie can't say a word, he still says a whole lot. Don't you, Corny? Don't you, Rob? Give me a kiss, kiss. I love you. Mwah. Mwah. Okay, we need to cut your toes, okay? Cut your toenails. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did you bite them? Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, boy. Why chair rails were invented. I don't know what kind of furniture he's going to have in his new house, but if he has a wooden chair, I'm going to tell them and suggest maybe they need a chair rail. Either that or we get very soft furniture. I'm going to look at the beanbag type of furniture for him. Okay, Robbie's all settled in. He's watching TV and he's going to have dinner and he's going to go to bed. I'm going to go home and study. That's it for today. I'm going to call it a day.